how it feels to live on a homestead for 1 year. And how do I feel after 1 year of doing that? Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. So guess what today is, friends? Today is 1 year that we have officially been on our 100-acre farm. I cannot believe it's been a year. This whole year has gone by so fast and so much has changed in this 1 year. It's crazy. So we're gonna do a walk of the property and we are gonna discuss all the things that have changed in this 1 year, plus how I feel living on a farm for the first year. So come on along as we walk the property. All right, friends, so we are currently down at the south side of our property, and this is where my father-in-law has decided to put his garden, and he is planting corn this year. I don't think he's quite got maybe 3 or 4 rows in, so he's got quite a bit more, but I'll show you what his area looks like for his growing season. So all this right here is his growing area. He went ahead and tilled this up with our tractor, and he loves being on that tractor. He had a lot of fun tilling this up. So this is gonna be his garden area, and this is where he's gonna grow all of his corn and anything else he decides he wants to grow down here. Excuse our neighbor's dog. It's a pretty big area. He's gonna have a lot to grow. He's just gotta get started. All right, friends, so as we start walking back to the house, all this right here is still pretty vacant. We haven't done anything with this part of the property yet. This is still kind of our idea of to put maybe the pigs over here. We would like to get them up the mountain, but it is really steep. My husband and I actually went up there this fall when all the foliage had like come down and we could actually get through there. And we realized how steep it is. It would be very difficult for number one, for us to get up there, let alone for the pigs to get up there, and if we wanted to go check on them. So we have some thinking to do about what we're gonna do as far as that goes. We still wanna get them up there, but we just have to figure out how we're gonna get them up there safely and how we're gonna get up there safely as well. So for right now, this part is still nice and open and is still in the works of what we're gonna do here. All right, so now we are walking into the orchard, and this is where we have our trees that we planted in late summer last year. They're all doing really well. The newest one that we planted was a pineapple pear tree, and that one is doing very well. But so far, all of our orchard is doing very good. The comfrey that we planted has not come up yet, but from what we read is that that's not uncommon. It's gonna take probably a year or so for that to come up. So we're just gonna be patient. The part was planting it, and now we're just waiting. But this orchard is beautiful, and it's gonna be even more beautiful in the coming years as it continues to grow. And then it's gonna take probably about 3 years before we see any fruit on those trees. But we still have some space right here that we're gonna go ahead and add some more trees. Just not sure which ones we're gonna add yet, but we still want more fruit trees in the orchard. All right, friends, so now we are over in our what we call the picnic area. This is where we had our meat birds last year. So all this area was where we had our meat birds. And all the grass came back really pretty over here. I don't know if you could tell in the orchard compared to here, but it's very lush and green. In the orchard, you can see there was a lot of weeds that have come up, but over here you don't see that. It's very lush and very green. Really impressed with that. This is also where we went ahead and planted our berry trees, our berry bushes. We've got our raspberries, blackberries, and then at the very end we have blueberries. And they are all doing very, very good, friends. You can see here that my blueberries are actually starting to flower and put on some fruit. But yeah, everything over here is doing so good. All these trees are flowering behind me. And I'm gonna show you the azaleas. I am so impressed with how beautiful these azaleas are. I didn't get to see them last year. I think they had already bloomed prior to us coming, or they bloomed after I had to go back to California for a few months. But they are beautiful. They're still producing tons and tons of flowers. Let me show you how beautiful these are. So these ones right here were yellow ones. They're already starting to die back, but over on by the garage I have some more azaleas, and there's some yellow ones over there. I'll show you those ones. So as we're walking back up to the house, I don't think I ever showed you guys this well that we have here, and apparently it still does work. If we ever needed to, we just have to drop the whatever in it to clean it, but there is water down there and you can use it if we needed to. But I love this well, it's really cute. All right, so we're gonna head behind the house and I'll show you what we have going on behind the house. This is my view, guys, from my kitchen. I get to see all this. All right, so behind the house is my pump house. This is where I have a small area that I've been hardening off all of my vegetables, my tomatoes, and whatever else needed to be hardened off. I did it in here safely, so my chickens, the eaters of everything, wouldn't get to them. I've also got this pretty peony that just started blooming. Let me show you how beautiful this is. All right, so in here, this is where I have my tomatoes. I still have more tomatoes, friends. You'd think I had enough. I think I've got over 200 plants, but I went ahead and did some more just in case I lose any. I can transplant these ones in there. But I still have tomatoes down here. I've got some peppers over here. And then I got some herbs and stuff right here that I'm gonna go ahead and transplant into the big garden probably in the next couple weeks. These still need to get a little bit bigger before I put them out there. But this is still one area that I have. I still have a plan to put more stuff over here. Over here I have my tomatoes that I planted a few days ago, as well as some lavender that were given to me. And the lavender is doing very nicely. And this is my pump house. This is where I keep all of my garden stuff and do my growing and my seeding and all that I do in there. Now we're gonna head down to the barn, or to the garage, and I'll show you how beautiful my transplanted daylilies are doing. They haven't bloomed yet, but they say they don't bloom until probably about July or August. So these still have plenty of time before they're gonna start blooming. And then we have our garage, which currently houses all of our junk. My father-in-law has done an exceptional job with his pigeon cages. He's got 2 pigeon cages loaded with pigeons. He absolutely loves his pigeons, friends. These are his pride and joy. He takes very good care of his pigeons. All right, friends, so over here we have some really beautiful rose bushes that are blooming right now. We've got 2 pink ones right here, and then we've got a deep red one over there. All right, here are some more of those beautiful azaleas that I was telling you about, and these are the yellow ones. These are really, really beautiful. And so these azaleas are right in front of our garage. Over here is our other barn that we have. And this is more of like a utility barn. This is where we keep the tractor and the other lawnmower that we have and just some little odds and ends. That's inside this beautiful barn right here. Now let's head over to the big barn. So over here in the barn, we have our 2 pigs that are left. We've got Petunia and Minnie. And they are definitely enjoying the mud. They spill their water and then they lay in it. So I know it is really hot though, so that's probably why. Because pigs can't regulate their temperature other than through that. They don't sweat. Let me show you how they're doing. Here's Toonie. And then here's Miss Minnie. Hey Minnie. Hey Minnie. Dirty pigs. Dirty pigs. There's Miss Lady. So we're inside the barn, and this is where we did our 3 stalls that we made for the pigs. We made 3 different ones, so that way we could separate them out, because we had 4 altogether. And we ended up butchering 2 of our pigs this year, which was a huge accomplishment on our farm. Never before had we processed something that big. Back in California, we did meat birds and we did turkeys, but we had never done pigs. So this was the first, and it was an interesting experience, to say the least. I am excited to do it again and continue to learn with each time that we process. Each time you're going to learn something new. So never just do it once. Later on this year, we plan to do it for a second time. So in here is our chicken area. This is where the chickens come in at night. This is where they come to stay safe, to get out of the elements, whatever you may be. This is where they have everything. In here they also have their nesting boxes that we built for them. We've got 5 nesting boxes over here, and then we've got 3 more on the other side, and they use every single one of these. We have over 20 ladies, so they need their space. And each one of these nesting boxes are well used. Some new additions to our chicken coop is my father-in-law built 2 brooders for our babies that are hatched, not for our meat birds. This is for hatched laying hens. And you can see one of them is popping in right there. So we still have a mama and 2 babies over here. She's teaching them how to be chickens, and they have access to the outside. So they can go outside, it's fenced in so that the other ladies don't bother them, but that is for them. Then over here, we have our 3 newest babies. Let's see if mama's gonna let us look at these ones. Come in. Come. So I'm not sure what these ones are. They're all black, so I'm assuming it's from one of our black hens that we have out here, plus Mr. Tut, our rooster. All right, so now we're gonna head behind the barn, and this is where I have my big garden and my other small garden that have been planted in. I'm excited, friends. I finally got to plant this year. I mean, I did some planting last year, but we got here too late and I didn't have anything really to get into the ground. But here is my big garden. So yes, this is the big garden, and it is doing really, really well. I have a lot more to plant in here. This is just the beginning of it. Now to the small garden that I have over here directly next to it. This is where I have all of my garlic, my onion. We planted our strawberries and our asparagus over here. This garden is doing really nice. It's nice and big as well. Not quite as big as the big garden, but it's big. Still a lot bigger than what I had in California. My father-in-law came through here yesterday and he weeded a little bit of this area. This is where our waterfall is that I really like. We have a lot more weeding to do. Guys, things grow so crazy here. I can't believe how fast things grow. Like, you blink an eye and there's a bush or a tree right there. It's ridiculous. You didn't have that in California. We had drought. So the only thing that grew were palm trees. Your grass didn't even grow. This is insane. But this is our beautiful area. This is all the creek is right behind here, and that's probably why this is so lush as well. It's got constant water supply because the creek is right there. All right, friends, so let's talk about how it feels to live on a homestead for 1 year. Do I miss California? Do I miss anything? Did I make the right decision? Like, coming here, did we make the right decision? We left good jobs, we left our family, and we moved out to the middle of nowhere, no family around, to start our journey and our dream, to allow our dream to begin, and that was to homestead and to provide for our family, grow all the food that we want, raise all the food that we want, and be able to be self-sufficient. And how do I feel after 1 year of doing that? Friends, it's a lot of work. This is not an easy job. Like, I had an easy job in California. Super easy, and I got paid to do it. Here, I'm not getting paid to do this. This is what I'm choosing to do. And I absolutely love it. I would not change it. It has been a rough year but it has been a very much an enjoyable and blessing of a year as well. Everything that we learned along this year has been enriching. We processed 120 meat birds. We processed 2 meat pigs. We've lost some things. It's been crazy. We've grown some of our food from last year, preserved it. We've established an orchard, a fruit forest. It's amazing what we've done in 1 year. And I can't believe that we've actually done it, and I still can't believe that we're actually here. And I can't believe that it's been a year. Like, this year has gone by so fast. So fast. But it has been an amazing year. I wouldn't change it for anything. I'm glad we made the decision. I'm glad we made the move and have this now for our family as something that they can continue, carry on. You know, out of all the kids, I'm not sure if any of them will want to. I hope so. I really hope at least one of them will want to carry on our dream and want to homestead and grow food and live on this beautiful property. If not, my husband and I will be here until the very end and hopefully be buried over here too. But this is our life now. This is our life, and I cannot believe that this is our home. I can't believe that we actually live here. This beauty is ours. Look at this. All this. So we actually did some calculations, and so we are on 100 acres, but how much of this 100 acres is actually flat and usable? And it's about 7 acres is usable, and that's the flat area. The mountain area, like I said, we've been up there a couple times, and there is not much flatness up there. There are some areas that are pretty flat, but I don't know what I'm going to be able to do up there. We would like to maybe put some trees up there. As far as animals go, I don't think so, because I just can't watch them up there. We do have coyotes, we do have a black bear, wild dogs. So I am thinking of putting some bees up there. That's about the only thing that I could think of to put up there. The bees, we were told that you need to put something around them to protect them, because we do have black bear up there, and you want to make sure you protect them because bears love to eat your brood. Not so much the honey, they're interested in the brood. That has a lot of high protein, and that's something that's good for them, and they like to eat it, so they try to go after your bees. So I need to put some kind of perimeter over there to protect them, so that way no bears or any other predators can get to them. So friends, this year has going to be continuing to learn, continuing to grow, and just figuring out what more we can do here on our homestead, what more we can learn. And honestly, friends, it's always going to be a learning experience. There is nothing that I'm not going to learn one time out of the year. It's always going to be something new that we're going to be learning as we grow here on our homestead, and as we continue to bring more animals onto the homestead as well. But little fun fact over here, this is my elderberry tree that I took my cuttings from, and you can see I've got some flowers starting. So very soon I will be having some elderberries on here, and that'll be another thing I get to process and another thing I get to learn about. I've never done elderberries before, so this will be new. And that's what this journey is, friends. This journey for me and for my husband is learning something new all the time and just continuing to grow. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a walkthrough of 1 year on our homestead, what we have gone through and what we've learned. Until next time, friends, I hope all is well and have a blessed day.